Hello to every one of you listening, and a massive, big, huge welcome back to We Are All Fine, an acronym for flawed, insecure, nervous, and emotional. I'm your host, Heidi Lester, counsellor and psychotherapist. And if you've ever thought about starting counselling, or maybe you've just booked your first session and you're wondering what on earth to expect, this episode is going to be for you. Today, we're going to explore 5 things I want you to know about before you begin counselling. Things that I know can help you walk in feeling more prepared, more supported, and a little less unsure. Every single one of you, you are all welcome. The first thing you need to know is this: it's okay to feel nervous. I'm often anxious and nervous when I meet new clients. I feel I'm on display. I feel I need to prove something or fix them or make them better. So trust me, they'll be feeling just as anxious as you. Even if you're the most confident human being on the outside, when you walk into your first session, you might feel anxious, unsure, or even a little bit embarrassed that you're there. Put that to one side. Don't worry about things like this. What if I cry? What if I don't know what to say? Or what if they judge me? Because they're not going to do any of those things. Your counsellor is there to support and listen. You are going to be sharing a space with a qualified professional who knows how to handle fear and anxiety. They are skilled in their listening skills, and they are going to direct you just as they should, to allow you the space to be with your emotions and relax and be able to trust the process. Please show up exactly as you are. If that's confused, overwhelmed, anxious, excited, or even silent, please know the person you are sitting across from is a professional, skilled therapist. It takes a minimum of 4 years to qualify as a counsellor. We have to do at least 100 client hours before we qualify, along with a whole host of case studies, internal and external assessments. So please sit there knowing this person is capable and able to support you. Counselling isn't about performing. It's about being honest, being human, and being real. And if you feel nervous, that's often a sign you're doing something really brave and something that matters. And that will be met with 3 things: unconditional, positive regard, congruence, and empathy. The second thing you need to know is the relationship will matter more than the method. I always get asked this: what kind of therapy is best, or which approach works the fastest? I always say this: different counselling models, they all have their own strengths, and research consistently shows that what makes the biggest difference isn't the technique, it's the relationship. I'm going to talk about something called client factors, and there are a number of things that need to be in place if you want this counselling relationship to be successful. The first thing you need to do is you need to feel motivated. If the client, you, is motivated, that will help make therapy effective. The second thing you need to have is hope. The third thing that matters, yes, that's the theory that goes on, but the most important thing, one of the most important things that needs to be in situ, it's the relationship. And that's the feeling of being heard and understood. It's the sense that your counsellor genuinely cares about you and respects your story. And if you've ever been in therapy and it hasn't felt right, listen to that. It's not you doing anything wrong. I think that's just a cue. If you don't feel safe, that might not be the right therapist. And I'm not the right person for everybody out there either. It's about energy. It's about pace. It's about someone just sitting there in the same space as you. And when that's there, when you get that crackle, that real connection with somebody, it's incredibly powerful. But it doesn't always happen that way. If it doesn't feel quite right for you and you're brave enough, take it to your therapist. They're going to want to have those conversations with you and explore how you're feeling and why. And if they're not the right person, that's totally fine. You can go and find somebody else to work with. The best therapy happens when you feel emotionally safe and you've got that connection with the counsellor. Your counsellor will bring the tools, but I'm going to encourage you to bring the truth. And together, that is where the magic and the healing will happen. Third tip: Remember this, you are going to set the pace. This is quite a big one. You might feel pressured to go deep straight away, to unpack everything, pick away at those wounds immediately in the first few sessions, but there is no timeline for this. You are the director of the play. So you get to decide how much you share and when. And be honest, tell the therapist if you're not ready to go there or you've had enough for today and you want to change the subject. They will take that as really valuable data, and a good counsellor will respect that completely. Any therapy is a process of building trust, both with your therapist and with yourself. And sometimes the most powerful thing you can do in a session is simply sit there in silence, breathe, reflect, and allow yourself to be seen to the other person and to be seen to yourself. The therapeutic hour is such a safe and solid space. Nowhere else in your world will you feel totally heard, seen, respected, and valued. So take your time. You and your story deserve patience. Number 4. Now remember, number 4, change takes time, and that's perfectly fine. Many people start therapy hoping to get better. Can you make me feel better? Make the anxiety go away. They want it immediately. Life doesn't deliver like that. I'll tell my clients it hasn't taken you an hour to feel this awful or feel this anxious or feel this scared. It's taken you a lifetime. So we're going to need more than an hour to make you start to feel a little bit more balanced and in control of what's happening. And you know what? Just having that hour to be heard and having that space to talk, that in itself carries so much relief and power. Think of therapy like tending to a garden. You plant some seeds, you water them, you watch them grow, and you wait for them to develop into something much more beautiful than they started out. And some weeks you're going to feel progress. Some sessions you will feel amazing, and others you might feel heavy, confused, or like it's going backwards. That's all part of the process. Tell your therapist how you're feeling. Don't just walk away from it. Sit with whatever else it is that's coming up, and if you can, share it with them. I see emotional healing when clients revisit old wounds. They start to unlearn old patterns of behaviour and allow themselves to feel the things that they've been pushing away for years. So if it feels slow, it doesn't mean it's not working. It most likely is. Change isn't always really visible at first, but underneath, believe and feel and tune into that new growth because it's happening. And number 5, remember this, you are the expert of your own life. Yes, your counsellor, they've got training, they've got tools, techniques and skills, but they don't fully live your world. You're the one who knows what feels right, what feels wrong, and what feels like truth. Therapy isn't about someone telling you how to live. They are not going to give you advice or guidance. They're facilitating your exploration of your life, and believe that within you, you have the inner resources to get the results you're looking for. Counselling is about creating space for you to rediscover your own voice. Now, as a counsellor, I don't hold the answers. I hold the room. You bring the answers with you. And sometimes they're buried, sometimes they're tangled, sometimes they're messy, but please know they're there. If you were my client, I would know you've got it in you and we can make those changes together. I'm just going to give you the platform, the security and the safety to be brave enough, because it's all about timing. When you go into counselling, it's about finding the right therapist, yes, but it's about being in the right time for you. As a therapist, there is nothing more rewarding than watching somebody coming in battered and bruised and leaving more aware and more connected to themselves. So if you are just about to begin your process of counselling or therapy, take a breath. This step you're just about to take is the most powerful one you've probably made. You've got to this point, so it's a choice that you've made, and now you're in a position to turn around, look at yourself instead of looking away from what's going on. And that's always going to be the beginning of real change. So there are 5 tips to take on board if you're just about to start therapy or you're thinking of looking through Counselling Directory, BACP, or anywhere else that you find your therapists. If you're thinking of reaching out to somebody, I really hope this episode has eased some of your worries or given you a clearer sense of what therapy can look like. Please do share your experiences with me. Email me at HeidiWeAreAllFine@gmail.com or come and look for me on social media, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. If this episode has resonated with you, please follow the show. I'd love you to rate it or share it with anybody that you think might benefit from knowing what it's like just before you start counselling. Before we finish, I want to leave you with this. Counselling isn't just about what you talk about, it's about who you talk to. The relationship you build with your counsellor can become one of the most healing parts of the process, a space where you're seen, heard, understood, and accepted exactly as you are. So join me again next week for episode 39, where I'm going to teach you what I teach hundreds of my clients to do, and that's become your own internal therapist. It was a real pleasure to talk to you today. And remember, yes, we're all flawed, insecure, nervous, and emotional, but always remember this: be yourself. You are no one else. Until next time, take great care of you, and I'll look forward to your company, your ears next week. Finally, some important takeaways. The podcast is for informational use only and should not be used as a substitution for professional advice or for personal diagnosis. These opinions are personal, and I do not guarantee the accuracy of such opinions or information. I'm not intending to create a counselling relationship with you, and you should always consult a qualified mental health professional with any concerns.